We've got the fancy ice cube. Alright, see? There's our, no. Come on. There's our fancy ice cube. It's, well, it's supposed to be a circle. It's more of an egg, but we're gonna call it good. And it is in the glass. It's mostly a circle. We're gonna call it a circle. Yo, dang. We are rolling a Monte Carlo this morning. Alright, so there's supposed to be some ice in our glass. Alright. So we have some ice from a thermos. We packed some ice at the beginning of the night for our cocktail hour, so we didn't have to get up every time. But then I remember we were gonna have to get up every time for this one anyway, so it was kind of a moot point. But at least I've got extra ice to go in my water, which I should be drinking more of right now. Alright, got my water chugged. Ready for some beverage. Okay, so ye olde Monte Carlo. This bad boy. Where's my jigger? This bad boy is going to be 2 ounces of rye and 1 ounce of Benedictine. I'm actually going to pour the Benedictine. Actually, second. That one's sticky. I don't want it leaking on stuff. So this is the 2 ounce side of the jigger. This is the 1 ounce side of the jigger. So we got us 2 ounces of rye. Fill that bad boy flush. Ready? Ready? Good stuff. Good stuff. A little dribbled. That's okay. A little bit of alcohol abuse happening over here, and that's quite okay. We'll make it work. Alright. Then we're gonna do half an ounce of Benedictine. So if you haven't had this stuff before, this is some very interesting stuff. It is an herb liqueur, and it's got its secret ingredients, right? They won't tell us. Oh no, I splashed on the laptop. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Stand by. We got whiskey on the laptop. That's okay. It's an herbed liqueur, so it's basically secret ingredients, right? They won't tell us what's in it, but it's a lot of the standard regular herbs. Laptop is drinking. Confirmed. Drinking whiskey. I'll tell you in a second which whiskey I used. I forgot to do that. So this is half an ounce of Benedictine. It's got a very strong, pungent, herby flavor, but it's also very sweet. So it acts as our sugar for this particular cocktail. Instead of using simple syrup or a sugar cube, we are using Benedictine. That's what we're using. So the rye we used, I forgot to showcase it. It's the same one we used earlier, so I forgot to show it off. But Rittenhouse. The Rittenhouse bottled in bond straight rye whiskey, 100% rye and 100 proof, as it shows, which is 50% alcohol. So pungent herby flavor. You know a few things about that. Yeah. So some of the things that I guarantee you Benedictine has in it, because I make an herb cordial on my own. It says it specifically has a subtle alchemy of 27 different herbs and spices made from a secret recipe dating back to 1510. Okay, this is back. This is something that was originally born. This is like one of those Italian-based liqueurs that came about as an aperitif or a digestif in the medieval age or in the Middle Ages or Renaissance period. That nowadays is just considered a liqueur. Back in the day, they called them digestifs or aperitifs. Basically, an aperitif was like an appetizer to boost your appetite. A digestif after dinner to help you digest the food that you just ate. So that's the history of aperitifs and digestifs in a nutshell. Then our last ingredient is some Angostura bitters. There's a lot of different bitters out there. There's Angostura bitters. There's Prichards. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's fucking French. There's orange bitters. There's a lot of different types of bitters out there. But we're going to one dash of bitters. That's it. It was just one whoop, and that was it. Just one. It's got a little regulated. It's kind of like soy sauce is regulated. You pour it and it doesn't pour. It kind of splashes. So a dash and splash ish, something like that. And I already put the ice in there. And then we're just gonna stir it vigorously. This is a stirred, not shaken kind of beverage. Hail hydrate, hell yeah, let's hydrate again before we start drinking more. Because let's be frank, it's 2 hours till the stream is over. I'm probably gonna make another one of these. Okay, I think I just chugged about half of this red bottle. Whew. I love these, so I won't drink water unless it's ice cold. And I love these bottles. Whatever the Takaya, whatever brand this is. Where am I? There I am. Whatever brand this is, it stays cold for hours. Like, I will finish work and there will still be ice in my water on the drive home after I've refreshed the water once at work. Like, added extra water and there's still ice in the water. So, excellent brand if you're looking for something to keep your shit cold for a very, very, very long time. Alright. I'm actually stirring this until the ice completely dissolves to get it nice and cold. You can see the condensation at the water level. God, I love science. As an expert in the field of herbology, you probably also love science. So, part of the reason that we do this, part of the reason that we mix, and I'm lazy, I didn't bring my my strainer. I also don't have a ton of ice in here, so it's mostly melted. I'm just gonna pour it over. Part of the reason that you add the ice when you stir it or shake it is to help dilute the content so that you're not just drinking straight liquor. And then again, you pour it over ice. Use my finger as a strainer. Pour it over ice, which then again continues to dilute the beverage, therefore offering you some semblance of hydration along the way. So yeah, I've got these sweet little ice things. I showed it off earlier, where you fill it with water. It's rounded on the bottom. You fill it with water to the fill line. You put the lid on it. It forces the water up a little bit. When it freezes into ice, it rounds off the top. If there's any extra, it spills over and it just hangs out here. And then you've got a nice little ice ball for your whiskey beverage that will melt a lot slower than your standard cube ice out of the freezer. So there are machines out there that make even better ice balls than this. They are pressure regulated, and they will like flash freeze at a high pressure the ice so that it is crystal clear, and it will stay frozen for a very long time, and therefore not dilute the beverage as much. But I'm not that fancy. I don't have that much money. I spent all my money on the sweet gaming laptop instead. So we're using the cheap ass Container Store version that I got for Christmas from my wife because she's amazing. She loves me and she supports my hobbies. Clean off that bar spoon a little bit before we stick it up top because it's sticky. And that is it. That's our last cocktail hour. We've got our nice Monte Carlo right here, ready to go. Look at that. I mean, that's not a bad ball of ice, and it lasts a lot longer than regular cube. So I have not got complaints. I'm gonna drink it before it's done anyway.